Hello and welcome to Suffolk U News, the weekly news program brought to you by the Department of Communication and Journalism at Suffolk University. I'm Rebecca Eshu.
And I'm Jeanette Orihid. More people are protesting on the streets of Boston. Find out what and why coming up. Also find out how the State House is educating children about the importance of government. But first, let's get a glimpse of the spring weather coming up. Katie?
Thanks, Jeanette. Well, the sunny skies and warm temperatures are going to continue throughout the weekend, although we may have a chance for a shower coming up later in the week. Find out more on my 5-day forecast in SU News.
Welcome back to SU News. I'm Jeanette Orihid.
And I'm Rebecca Eshu. Hundreds showed up to protest and chant in front of the State House on Thursday. Fight 15 raised signs outside the State House to bring attention to Massachusetts minimum wage. As of January 1st, 2016, minimum wage in Massachusetts is $10 an hour. The group is calling for it to be raised again, but this time to $15 an hour, like other states. Many protested sporting purple shirts and signs which read, "Raise America with Good Jobs." Others held sign reading, "Make wages hold Boston back," on top of the McDonald's logo due to McDonald's employees already earning $15 an hour.
A march against terror and hate took place on the streets of Brussels with more than 7,000 people in attendance. Those who led the calm and silent march were those who were there during the March 22nd attacks. The march was due to be held a week after the attacks but was postponed due to a security threat. The death toll for the earthquake in Ecuador rose to 480. The 7.8 magnitude quake hit Saturday around 7 p.m., buckling overpasses and trapping drivers.
Mexico, Spain, Colombia, Chile, and other countries sent rescuers and aides to the country. The earthquake was the deadliest one to hit the country since 1987, when the 7.2 magnitude quake killed 1,000 people.
Boston Children's Hospital geared up for one of the largest fundraisers benefiting the hospital's Heart Center. The 7th annual hair-raising cut-a-thon event brought out thousands across the nation for one common cause. I went to South End, where one salon was blow-drying for the cause.
Thank you for doing it.
5-year-old Molly is full of life and love. It's a big day for Molly. She's getting her hair braided, but it's a bigger day for her parents because she's still here.
Children's Hospital might be the most important thing in our family's lives. They've given me an opportunity to be a parent to a beautiful little girl that I may not have been able to anyplace else in the world.
In her short life, Molly has already undergone 2 open heart surgeries at Boston Children's Hospital, and the stylists at this salon are pitching in to help children just like her.
I do it for children like Molly. As you saw her today, she was so playful. She's been through a lot. She's only 5. And I want children like her to be able to experience beyond that age.
For the 7th year, top salons across the United States, including Blow Dry Bar in Boston's South End, opened their doors and hearts for one of the biggest days of the year. Hair raising for Boston Children's Hospital is one of the largest day-long cut-a-thon events, where 100% of the funds are donated to cardiology research and care at Boston Children's.
They're a very special spot and place for us, and they do amazing things and gift miracles.
Blow at South End has been blowing their hearts out for the past 3 years for children like Molly.
Blow is one of more than 90 hair salons participating in the event this year. In the past 6 years, salons have raised more than $850,000 for Boston Children's Hospital. This year's event is expected to bring in more than $300,000, bringing in the total to $1 million in 6 years.
Hair Raising in Boston was founded in 2010 by longtime international business partners John Frieda and Gail Federici.
I wanted to support them in any way that I could, obviously because of what they did for my daughter Alex.
For Federici, it was personal. Her daughter underwent open heart surgery 22 years ago at the age of 8 at Boston Children's Hospital.
I'm going to be, forever grateful to them. But the work that they do here, it's so brilliant and it affects so many lives.
What is it?
She was born with multiple heart injuries. She's had 2 open heart surgeries. This child is a fabulous survivor, as you can see, full of life, full of love. And it's because Boston Children's cardiac surgeon saved her life, and that's why this kind of event is so important to us.
This year's event brought in over $1 million. Boston Children's Hospital Trust is thankful for everyone who participated in this year's hair-raising event and are looking forward to what's come next year.
Firefighters are known for saving lives, but what about saving firefighters' lives? Former U.S. Senate candidate Gabrielle Gomez and Mayor Marty Walsh are teaming up to help diminish the high rate of cancer in firefighters. Gomez is educating firefighters about the importance of cleaning gear, wearing protective hoods, and shielding themselves from carcinogenic material. Gomez, who is a cancer survivor, says he is simply finding a way to be able to give back, especially to the first responders of the 2013 Boston Marathon bombings. Gomez ran the Boston Marathon in 2013 and finished the race moments before the first blast happened.
21 people were injured after a bus attack in Jerusalem Monday. This comes after a 6-month wave of shootings, stabbings, and vehicle attacks by Palestinians that have killed over 2,000 Israelis. During that time, more than 200 Palestinians have been killed by Israeli forces while carrying out or attempting attacks. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu described the blast as a terrorist attack and stated he will track down those responsible.
On Sunday, Brazil's lower house voted in favor of impeaching the country's president. President Dilma Rousseff has been involved in a massive bribery scandal involving Brazil's oil company. The economy in the country has been struggling for years, and with the Olympics approaching, billions of dollars have been spent on the Olympics instead of on infrastructure and social programs. President Rousseff told reporters, "I will fight like I have been doing my entire life. I am sure that we will have the opportunity to defend ourselves in the Senate."
The New York primary was yesterday, and Donald Trump dominated the Republican side, taking 60.5% of the vote. This is 35% higher than John Kasich, who finished with 25.1%. Ted Cruz finished in third with only 14.5% of the vote.
It was expected that Trump would sweep the Republican side, so all eyes were on Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton. The former senator did win her home state, New York, with 57.9% of the vote, with Bernie Sanders taking 42.1%. The 2016 presidential election is at a boiling point, with the target vote being the millennial vote. But millennials aren't the only young people who are getting interested in politics. Reporter Shauna Newcomb has more from the Massachusetts State House. Shauna?
Ever since President Barack Obama's election in 2008, the millennial vote has gone up. But that's not good enough for some local politicians. Now they're trying to reach out to students at an even earlier age to educate them about their government.
The House is in session. With dozens of 8- and 9-year-olds, that is. Touring the Massachusetts State House isn't your typical field trip.
I don't actually think that we did. I think we went downtown, but I don't think we actually got to go into the building.
But Representative James Murphy thinks it's never too early to start learning about your government.
Think about government and think about this place as being your house.
Students from the Thomas V. Nash Elementary School in Weymouth got the opportunity to witness firsthand what their state rep does at work.
I think it's really hard to get kids excited about government and to get them in here and sit in the reps' desks in the House chamber. I think it's really exciting for them and they have fun.
This exact experience is what got James Murphy interested in politics as a kid. Now he wants to share this opportunity with the next generation.
You got to sit where people have been sitting for hundreds of years.
Now, I never got the opportunity to go visit the State House as a third grader, and I wish I had. All of the kids that I talked to yesterday, though, they said that this was going to be a field trip they would never forget. Reporting live from the State House, I'm Shauna Newcomb.
Thank you, Shauna. Representative James Murphy's office is expecting 5 more schools to come visit the State House this spring.
Dancing Donald Trumps have left the building. A suburban Boston school ended a talent show act after it got too political. 3 11-year-old boys were told to ditch their Donald Trump masks or sit out of the talent show after school administrators received a complaint. The act featured boys wearing giant Trump masks while performing a 2-minute dance routine. The mothers of the boys say their sons had no intention of taking a political stance and the skit was just pop culture. It's unclear who complained to the school or why.
On Monday, the 120th Boston Marathon was celebrated and enjoyed by many people around the world. 30,000 runners entered the race, and our SU News team has coverage on the historic race when we return.
Alvin and the Chipmunks want to remind you, bacteria can hide in food and make you ill.
Wow.
But you can keep bacteria from ruining your day with 4 simple steps. Clean.
I'm waiting for the rinse cycle.
Separate. Cook.
Fire in the hole!
And chill.
We chipmunks are notoriously tidy.
Check your steps. The road trip to food safety starts at foodsafety.gov.
Kids will spend 15 minutes watching online videos like this one.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes, twice a day. They have the time.
If you don't fix them, sparks from dragging tow chains could cause a wildfire, and that could be scary. Only you can prevent wildfires.
Welcome back. I'm Rebecca Eshu.
And I'm Jeanette Orihel. This year, Marathon Monday brought out thousands from across the world, but Patriots Day tradition in the city of Boston calls for some marathon action and baseball. Excitement filled the sidelines Marathon Monday. Runners made their way past Kenmore Station, where the iconic Citgo sign is one final reminder that the finish line is near. But Marathon Monday in Boston is a little more special for some Red Sox fans. Patriots Day for Bostonians is special. It means catching the Red Sox at the nation's oldest ballpark for Major League Baseball's only game before noon. Fans then followed the tradition, crossing the bridge to give runners a final push of inspiration. As the Red Sox game wraps up, spectators make their way along to Commonwealth Avenue right behind me. And although the Red Sox did not win today, the energy can still be felt and heard as spectators cheer on the runners as they make their way along the last mile towards the finish line.
These competitors out here, they're grinding, It's 25th out of 26 mile. You can't really say anything else about someone's intestinal fortitude when they get to this point, Some of them come by, they're reaching for cheers, we give it to them.
Those final cheers from friends and strangers is just what runners need to help them push a little harder. For these Red Sox fans, catching the game meant they could be the source of motivation at mile 25 for their friend running the marathon.
We love Tara. She's gonna finish, and we are just gonna cheer her on. It's just so good to see one of our great friends just finish the finish line. It's gonna be awesome.
I just think it's real great, to see someone that's come this far and they only got that short a distance to go. You really see what someone's made of.
Despite the bottom of the ninth 2-run rally, the Red Sox were not able to pull out the win against the Blue Jays. The 4-3 loss did not put a damper on Red Sox fans' spirit. Spectators still enjoyed the nice day cheering on runners.
Ethiopians swept the 2016 Boston Marathon as they took home the titles in the men and women's divisions. The United States placed 10th in the men's division and 9th in the women's. Boylston Street was lined up with thousands of blue and yellow supporters who offered popsicles and cold towels to runners. There were a total of 2,276 injuries and 58 hospitalizations for runners. Although it was a beautiful day for spectators, the mild weather caused heat stroke for many of the runners. After the race, runners were both physically and mentally exhausted, but many say they were looking forward to doing it all over again next year.
Marathon Monday was an eventful day for everyone, especially one Suffolk alumni. Eleni Mata has a story behind one runner's journey. Eleni?
Thanks, guys. Now, Marathon Monday was definitely an influential day for me because I was there for the very first time, and for a certain Suffolk alum who was running for the very first time.
She isn't just another runner, she's a Boston Marathon runner.
I was given an invitational bid from a couple of family friends who were injured in 2013. I wanted to run in their honor just because I saw the process that they went through, the strength that they had.
This Suffolk alum is running for Beth Israel, the same hospital her family friends were treated at after the 2013 marathon bombings.
They were able to start running again, and that just inspired me to start running, so I'm running for them.
When talking to her the week before, she still couldn't believe that she was participating in the event.
It's still kind of surreal. Like I don't believe that it's happening this Monday, despite all the signage going up. I saw the finish line yesterday, and it's still not hitting me that I'm going to be hopefully crossing it.
But she did, and she was cheered on by family and friends at mile 26.
Now, I spoke to Erica yesterday, and she is, of course, very exhausted, but excited that she got to do this sort of thing. She's just excited to finally eat ice cream. Now, reporting live here on Boylston Street, right at the finish line, I'm Eleni Mata. Back to you, Jeanette and Rebecca.
Thank you, Eleni. There are other ways to celebrate the marathon besides going to the marathon. And for some, that means a barbecue. We all know you wouldn't want to run the Boston Marathon on an empty stomach, so who would want to watch it on one? A tradition for many on this historical day is a family barbecue. For most, this weekend is the first appearance of their grill for the season. While the menu may be different everywhere you go, on Marathon Monday, everyone is served a plate of patriotism.
As thousands of people celebrated Patriots Day on Monday, others will be celebrating another holiday this afternoon. Find out what that is coming up on SU News.
Start a story. Adopt at theshelterpetproject.org.
Here's your check. Oh, you got it. Since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. Got it. No.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early.
You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Oh, look, a redhead. Staring contest. You still got it. I know.
Come alive with the forest.
The dad was cute.
They were looking right at us. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Welcome back. I'm Jeanette Orihead.
And I'm Rebecca Eshu.
And after a very warm and beautiful Marathon Monday, we are heading into what could be another warm week ahead. How's it looking, Katie?
Well, it's looking really nice out there, Jeanette. It's sunny, it's warm, and it's going to continue to be that way this weekend. But first, we're going to take a look at the national forecast. It is pretty warm all around the country. Temperatures are anywhere from low 60s to up at 97 in Arizona. It's very hot down there. Down in Houston, it's 78 degrees, but they are still dealing with floods. Yesterday, they had over 17 inches of rain, and it looks like it's going to continue to rain there today. So hopefully it's not too much rain for them, but it doesn't look too good down there. In Florida, it is the high 80s. It's very nice for them. And then coming up the East Coast, it's pretty mild. Up in New York, it's 62, in Vermont, 57, and here in Boston, it is 54 right now, which is pretty seasonable for us. Looking at Massachusetts, the western part of the state is mid-60s. They're pretty warm out there right now, but as you get closer to the coast, it gets colder. Here in Boston, it's 54, and the water temperatures are around 46 to 49, so we've got a little bit of a cool breeze coming off. But looking at the 5-day forecast, it looks really nice. Today it's going to be 55 and sunny. Tomorrow it's going to be 72 with only a low of 52, so it looks like it's going to be a really nice day. Friday there's going to be some showers, but it's still going to be pretty warm, so it's not going to be too bad out there. And then the weekend is looking really nice. It's going to be high 50s and sunny. So you can definitely get out there and enjoy the weekend coming up. That's all we have for weather. Back to you, Jeanette and Rebecca.
Thank you, Katie. We really look forward to these warm days coming up. Speaking of warming or lighting up, today is April 20th, or 420 Day, which to many is synonymous with smoking marijuana. SC News reporter Casey Hall is live in the Boston Common, where many are expected to pile in to celebrate their highly anticipated day. Casey?
Thank you, Jeanette. Now, today we all know the day is April 20th, but to many around the country, it's 420 Day, a day like for smoking marijuana and for the legalization of marijuana for those protesters around. Now, we've seen in past how this Boston Common here was full of stoners, smokers, people telling you about the legalization and the movement of legalizing recreational marijuana. But legislation today said they did not want to plan any events because of the upcoming election in November, where it is expected that the legalization of recreational marijuana will be on the ticket. Now, in the past 2012 and 2008, 2 other marijuana bills for discrimination and medical marijuana were both passed with flying colors. So we assume that that bill will be passed in November, but we'll just have to wait and see. If you want to wait and see some clouds over the Boston Common, I'll come here at 420, where, I'm sure you'll see a few crazy sights. Coming to you live from the Boston Common, I'm Casey Hall, Suffolk News.
Thank you, Casey.
Living next to a park could actually increase your lifespans. That's what a team at Harvard is saying after they conducted a study that shows living next to a green space can increase longevity and boost mental health.
Women living in the greenest areas were 34% less likely to die of a respiratory illness and 13% less likely to die of cancer. The team says that higher exposure to greenness is linked to lower levels of depression and stress.
Last week we learned about a Chihuahua named Hershey, a dog from the Northeast Animal Shelter. Dior Sarah has been following Hershey's adoption process, and we'll have an update live in the studio when we return.
It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
Hey Gabby, how you doing? How's the play date and sleepover?
Dad, it was great.
Awesome. Okay, I'm on my way. Hey guys, what are you doing?
We're going swimming! We're going biking! Yeah!
I'll see you in a little bit, guys. I love you.
Hi, babe. How was school today?
Hi, Dad. It was great.
Okay, honey. I'll be home soon. Remember, you're never too far away from your kids to be a dad. Reach out and take a second to check in, because sometimes the smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life.
Welcome back. I'm Jeanette Orihel.
And I'm Rebecca Eshu. A school district in California is the latest to join in a growing controversial trend. This trend is training and arming school teachers with guns. The district plans to provide 5 guns on school grounds, which could be strapped to a select group of faculty and staff. Only law enforcement and school superintendent would know who carries the guns. Nationwide, at least a dozen schools approved school staff to carry weapons.
CVS Pharmacy will establish a new delivery service in their stores nationwide by the end of this year. Customers will be able to purchase items on the CVS Express app, and within an hour, they can drive to their local store where an employee will bring the order out to their car. The nation's second largest pharmacy has already successfully tested the free service in San Francisco, Atlanta, and Charlotte. Last week, we met Hershey, a Chihuahua from the Northeast Animal Shelter. Has Hershey been adopted over the past week? Dior Sarah is here live with the update. Dior?
Yes, well, we have some exciting news from last week's story. Hershey, the Chihuahua shown in last week's show, has been adopted along with her brother, Sugar. The shelter has a no-kill policy and will continue to shelter the animals until they are adopted. So, if you own a pet and can no longer take care of them, surrendering them to this shelter would help them find a good home. Visit northeastanimalshelter.org for more information on adopting an animal.
Thanks, Dior. That's great news. We're happy to hear about the great work that the animal shelter does every day.
Anytime you go to the movie theater, there is one rule engraved in your head. Until now, that is. Find out what that rule is and why it is changing when we return.
My heart doesn't see race. Love is love.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving. The ultimate party foul.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. You're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw that coming. That will throw you off track. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Welcome back. I'm Rebecca Eshu.
And I'm Jeanette Orihed.
A rule you always hear at the movies is about to change, at least in select theaters. AMC theaters are considering allowing the right to text message during movies. CEO Adam Aron has announced that the company will be running a test trial of allowing moviegoers to text while they enjoy a movie. Aron's reasoning for this experiment is due to millennials who have trouble leaving their phone for 2 or more hours at the movies. Although in the early stages, AMC thinks it will be more likely to have a texting-only theater so that it won't interfere with those who paid to enjoy a distraction-free movie experience.
That does it for this week's SC News. I'm Jeanette Orihed.
And I'm Rebecca Eshu. Thank you for everyone that stayed tuned, and stay tuned for next week's final newscast. Have a good rest of your week.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game.